We often talk about greenfield facilities and building new factories, but that's usually not so easy to do, and it costs a lot of money. We need to get land, we need to get permits, we need to build the building. It's much better if I can take an existing factory, which has all the facilities already there, and expand it. But that's also not always possible. I might be hemmed in by housing, I might be hemmed in by parks, things like that, where I simply cannot get more space. So the goal is to take my existing facility and make it more efficient and do more with less. So what we see in a lot of production facilities is that we have machines with a high throughput that are separated by a lot of conveying. And conveying really doesn't produce anything. While the product is in transport, there's no machine acting on it and there's no value being added to the product. In my production line, I'll have one machine that does most of the work or adds the most value. And this machine, machine 2, is the heart of the system. And I need to make sure that machine 1 and machine 3 are always providing machine 2 with enough material. Line balancing becomes a challenge. What I can do with a system like this is I can pack everything much tighter together when I can control the flow of the product from one machine to the next. When I do this with an XTS, I can pack all of my machines closer together and have a more efficient system and reduce a lot of the footprint and this expensive, unproductive conveying. Another problem with systems is that I might have already tried to increase this throughput by controlling the motion of the product between the different stations. And then typically I have an indexed system. And each station will have a specific spacing to the next station. And then I'm limited by the station that has the slowest throughput. So in this case, station 2. Station 2 has the slowest throughput, and this is my bottleneck. And this is often the most important process in my system. And if I try to speed up station 2, I might reduce the quality. So one option is to say, okay, I build 2 of everything so that I run everything together and so that station 2 now produces 2 of everything, but now I need 2 of the left and the right machines. For example, we have a system like this, right, where I have one station, my 2-second process, taking a bit of time, and then I index, and I produce, and I index. Well, I can make that 4-fold better, and I make 4 of those stations, but I have to make 4 of every other station as well. That doesn't help my throughput. So what we want to do is we want to make asynchronous motion, and I don't want to be dependent that we're producing and then moving, and then produce and then move. What we want to do is we want to have product in motion while we're producing so that I reduce that time between cycles as low as possible. And I make the most use out of all of my production space. So here we take a look at an existing facility. I've got production line 2, production line 1, production line 3, and they're all making different products. And they're all independent. But now comes the new order that production line 2, there's a high demand for production line 2. We need to make more of those products. Well, it's the biggest line I've got, and it's not easy to just build another production line 2 here. I've either got to expand my building or I've got to make some changes. But with the request for more product from production line 2, I also need a 4th item. And this item needs just about the same equipment that item 2 does. Well, what I can do with some flexible technology, by using the XTS, I can make the most of the space that I have, and I can make the most of the stations, or the machines that I have in the system. So for example, 2 and 7 can be used to work with product 4 only, or with product 2 and product 4. And if it's just simply a size change, there's no mechanical changes required. I just simply put the stations to a different spacing, and everything then runs as it should. So I don't need to build a new facility every time I need to build a new product. I can take the existing facilities that I have, and through a more efficient technology like XTS, I can keep those facilities in production longer.